So in this segment, we are rounding off to various significant figures. So let us say, for argument's sake, we have 125. And we want to round this off to two significant figures. 125 to two significant figures. What we have to do first is to make sure that we identify the digit that is in the second significant spot. In the video that we did previously, we identified various significant figures then. So here it is that number 2 is actually in the second significant spot. Number 1 is in the first significant spot, number 2 and 5 is in the third. All digits are significant except 0, which may or may not. So 2. Then you look to the immediate right. The digit to the immediate right is a 5. And when we're rounding off, digits from 0 to 4, we classify them as weak numbers. So they can't round up the spot. They leave the spot as is. But digits from 5 to 9, we classify them as strong numbers, and they push up the spot by 1. So right here you're seeing that because this is a 5, the spot 2 is going to move up to 3. Now the problem that we have a lot of times, people may think that 13 is the answer. But if you think about the value of what you were dealing with, the value, this figure was 125. If we round up 125, whenever you're rounding off, it's always an approximation. So it's very near to the real answer. So in order to give back this the value, we'd have to add a placeholder to give value back to the 125. The answer is 130. So we have to be careful. What if we have 106.21 and we want to round this to 3 significant figures? I call it sig fig. Now all of these digits are significant because 0, when between other significant figures, are significant. So zeros are significant when they are between other significant figures. So this 0 is significant. So I have all 5 significant figures here. I need to round it off to the third spot. Number 6 is occupying that spot. Then I'm going to look to the immediate right. This is a number 2, a number less than 5. That means it cannot round up this spot. So the answer is 106. The thing is, some people add 0.00. You cannot do that now because the decimal point will give significance to trailing zeros. So you can't put the 0.00. It's 106, and that's it. Let us look at 2 significant figures. Alright. Now remember that leading zeros are not significant. So the first significant figure is a 1. And the second significant figure is 6. So I look to the immediate right. I have a 3, a number that is less than 5. So the spot will remain as 6. So the answer is 0.016 as 2 significant figures. 1.1375. We want 3 significant figures here. So if we want to round this off to 3 significant figures, we identify that 3 is the digit that is in the third spot. But when we look to the right, there's a 7. This number is in the 5 to 9 category. It's bigger than 4. This spot will go up by 1, leaving it as 1.14. You cannot use zeros to hold the place at the back for more than one reason. One, it's not going to give any value to 1.14, and it's going to increase your level of significance because zeros at the back when there is a decimal point in the figure will be significant. So the answer is 1.14. Rounding off this to 4 significant figures, first let us identify the digits that are significant up to the 4th spot. When zeros are between significant figures, they become significant. So guess what? These 2 zeros are significant. We actually have 6 significant figures here. The 4th one is going to be that. So the answer is going to be 590.0. A lot of people might be saying, maybe that we shouldn't write the 0.0, but guess what? We need 4 significant figures. The decimal point would have made these trailing zeros right now significant, right? So, and then originally all of them were already significant from this figure here, and the decimal point would have made them significant. So guess what? We are now looking at 4 significant figures. 590.0. 4 significant figures, 1, 2, 3, 4, because there is no 0, all my digits are significant. Number 3 is occupying the 4th significant spot. When I look to the right of it, immediate right, the next number to the right, it's a 5. It's in the strong category, 5 to 9. So it's going to round up this spot to 4. Do not leave your answer as 1,674 because you need to give back value to this figure. Remember that the original figure was 16,735. That means whenever you round it off, it had to be close to it. Therefore, you have to give a 0 this time to hold the place because you're giving back value. 16,740 would be the correct response. The 8 is occupying the second significant spot. When we look to the right, it's 4 should say, are in the 5 to 9 category. That means this spot is going to be increased to 9. Please remember that we need 2 significant figures. A decimal point would increase the number of significant figures at the back if we have zeros. Do not put a 0. The answer is just 19. But rightfully said, think about the original thing. 18.6 is almost 19. So the truth is the answer is 19. If you put 19.0, you will still have the value, but you would have messed up the significance. This would have made it 3 significant figures. So the answer is 19. What about 186 to 2 significant figure? Well, you have to pay attention to the value now. This is 186. 8 is going to be occupying the second spot. 6 is going to decide that, okay, I'm going to round up this because this is in the greater than 4 category, 5 to 9. So it's 19. But it is impossible to say 186 was rounded off to 19. Now you're going to use the 0 as a placeholder. It is giving back value and it is keeping the significance. I trust that you understand and this really made some sense for you. Thank you. Like, subscribe, and share. Leave a comment as well.